Hey, so I'm sure as most of you guys have heard by now, on Friday night, November 5th, 2021, chaos broke out at Travis Scott's Astroworld Concert in Houston, Texas. Now, there's all kinds of conflicting reports right now, but one thing is certain. There have been 8 casualties. 8 people have died, ranging in ages 13 to 23. Now, there are stories of there being widespread panic at the concert and trampling happening. There have been stories of EMTs not being able to get access to those who needed medical attention at the concert. And as of today, there are reports that there was some person, literally somebody was running around with syringes and injecting people in the audience at the concert with an unknown substance. And the Houston Police Narcotics Unit is investigating that as we speak.
Everybody go put a middle finger up in the sky.
We had an attendance of approximately 50,000 to the Travis Scott Astroworld Festival event. What we do know is that at approximately 9 o'clock, 9:15, the crowd began to compress towards the front of the stage, okay? And that caused some panic, and it started causing some injuries. People began to fall out, become unconscious, and it created additional panic.
If there's one thing that is undisputed about all this, is this tragedy could have absolutely been avoided with proper security measures. I mean, were people checked for weapons before they fucking came in? Or people checked for syringes before they came into the event? Or did people go through a metal detector before they came to the event? The reason why I say metal detectors is because in a deeply dark foreshadowing way, you can see security property being broken as people were rushing into the concert. There's video of it. Sadly, that's not the big takeaway here. The big takeaway is at some point in at the concert, panic ensued. What ended up happening was there was this whole mob of bodies of 50,000 people crushing each other. So right now, there is an assumption that a lot of these people who fainted at the concert, lost consciousness, died because they were either trampled, crushed to death, or couldn't get medical attention. However, with this new allegation of somebody injecting people at the concert with substances, that opens up a whole new can of worms. How did this person get into the concert with said syringes with these substances that were going to kill people? Again, this is an allegation and there's still a widespread investigation going on, but what the fuck? You know, for the last few years, every time there's a concert, it seems like there's a tragedy. At least that's what it appears like on the media. I know that's not the case. You know that's not the case. There's plenty of concerts and social events where people gather in peace. They're able to have fun, go home. But unfortunately, for 8 families. They will never, ever see their loved ones again. Imagine going to a concert with a loved one, a friend, a family member, maybe even a colleague, and then you turn to your right or your left, and all of a sudden they're on the floor needing medical attention desperately. You know, to give Travis Scott some credit, he has come forth saying that, please, you know, say prayers for the victims. My heart goes out to the victims. And also, to Mr. Travis Scott's credit, he did at one point in the concert ask folks to make room for emergency personnel when they were attending to one of the victims. But it looks like at this moment in time, unfortunately, there are at least 100 people or more that needed medical attention and had to seek medical attention at a hospital nearby. This just makes me reflect back on the Vegas shooting a few years ago in Las Vegas, where that guy held himself up in a hotel room and was taking people out like fish in a barrel. You know, I really wish I haven't seen some of that video that I saw that went public after that shooting. Stuff stays with you forever. And then there's the Demi Lovato incident where folks were killed, injured, and it just makes you think, like, is anything safe anymore? Is anything sacred? My whole life, I have lived in the Northeast, and to be fair, I've been sheltered by living in the Northeast. Every time I've gone to a concert, whether it be for Hinder, or please don't make fun of me, Hinder, or Buck Cherry, or for Melissa Etheridge, and other celebrities like that, the concerts have always been peaceful. Everybody's always been safe. Everybody's always gotten home safely from the concerts. But whenever we turn on the news now, it seems like there's some new national tragedy at some big public venue. Now, to put things into perspective, this wasn't some 10,000 person audience. There were 50,000 people in this audience that started panicking and stampeding toward the exits. Now, I imagine some people probably did get crushed in this instance, but we gotta also take the new allegation of somebody walking around with a needle injecting other people with a foreign substance. Even though we take it with a grain of salt, we have to take that as a truthful allegation. That in itself is very fucking disturbing, that someone managed to get into the concert with a syringe and they were shooting people up with something, and then people were dropping dead. People should be able to go and peacefully assemble and enjoy themselves and not fear for their life. Lately, life in America is reminding me of that quote from The Walking Dead from the late, great Scott Wilson. You take a drink of water, you risk your life. You breathe, you risk your life. You know, you go outside, you risk your life. No matter what you do, you're risking your life. The only thing you have a choice in is what you're risking your life for. Now, if that's what America's all about now, we are in a very, very sad state of affairs. Now, to be fair to Mr. Travis Scott, at one point he did interject, and he did say, hey, can you please make room for the EMTs for one of the victims? And then after the concert was done, Mr. Travis Scott went on social media and said his heart went out to the victims, and this is beyond words to him. The tragedy of it all. Why weren't the audience members listened to? There were plenty of people crying for help. There's video of people saying this is the most evil thing they have witnessed. There was a callousness.
It just felt like we was like literally like in fucking hell, bro. Like it felt like we was in a concert in hell. You couldn't breathe. You couldn't see. Like just imagine all the people they're gonna find tonight who was in that crowd, who nobody could see, who nobody could hear, who passed out, and everybody was just trampling on top of them the whole fucking concert. Like I'm thinking it's probably gonna be like at least 100 people who dead tonight. Like I kid you not. Like in the VIP section, it was so many bodies laid out. People was getting pulled out who was fainted, and the medics were trying to give them CPR, and they was flipping them over, and like they was literally turning black and blue. Like I never seen death in my fucking life, bro. Just by me alone, it was probably like 10 fucking people laid out dead. And like once the medics tried to help them, they wasn't responding. They moved to the next person. it was nothing they could have do. Like this shit really fucked me up and like really spooked me tonight. Like that was like some demonic shit. Like, and what was so crazy, like people were screaming help, trying to tell Travis Scott. They was like help. The whole crowd was just going like help, help, help. And he just kept going, bro. It was like, that shit was scary, bro. It was so demonic, bro. And mind you, y'all see the type of music I make. Y'all see everything, like, you know, like I've been so heavily influenced by Travis, but like after tonight, bro, like God really showed me, like, you know, like stay away from that shit, bro. Like that shit not for you, cause like he sacrificed so many people's lives tonight, like for real. Like so many people's lives are gone tonight because they want to go to a fucking Travis Scott concert and have fun. You know, he influenced people to be raging and all this shit. So many people broke in and it was just chaos, bro. It was a living fucking hell, bro. Imagine seeing all those dead bodies, and that was just by me.
There was a callousness about the way the professionals conducted themselves in regards to the lives of others during this concert. It's almost as if human life was discarded because this guy had a show to finish. Make of that what you will, but the evidence right now is compelling. Why do 8 people go into cardiac arrest? Cardiac arrest. Normally, if it's a stampede or if there's a rush or something or somebody gets crushed, they tell you they got crushed. When the insurrection happened in January, they were telling you people were getting crushed in the Capitol. It's very disturbing to me that all of a sudden now, you know, people need to be scared of someone behind me with a syringe. People have been locked up in America for the last year and a half because of a pandemic. They go out, probably for most of them, to their first concert, their big first public event in a year and a half, and 8 of them don't come back. 8 of them go into sudden cardiac arrest. And then there's allegations of somebody with a needle walking around injecting others with something. This isn't a conspiracy, it's in the news. My point is, when will it ever be safe again in America to go out and enjoy something with your friends without having to be in fear of your life? When will there be a time again in America when you can go out with your friends or your family to have a good time without making sure where all the emergency exits are? There's one there, there's one there, there's one there, there's one there, there's a ladder, there's a window, there's a... People should not be doing this. You should not... It's just ridiculous. People in America should not be trying to get the ticket closest to the emergency escape. It was always, you know, a thing to get the ticket the closest to the performer, the closest to the celebrity, the closest to whoever your idol was, right? The big front seat, the big expensive front seats, the closest seats you can get, the best seats in the house. Well, now the best seats in the house are the fucking emergency exits, and that's not the way it should be. God damn it. 18 months of bullshit. We're still in this bullshit. We're in the thick of it. I think the blame here does go to the folks that were in charge of the performance center. Because make no mistake about it, these big performance centers, all right, like where this venue happened, they have insurance for this type of crap. I'm sure they're going to be fighting tooth and nail to make sure that the families don't get what they deserve for the murder of their family members. That's the way I see it. That's my opinion. Their family members were murdered. Whether they were stampeded, crushed to death, or stabbed with a syringe by some freak, these people were murdered. These children and these young adults were murdered at a place where they were supposed to be safe. having fun. Something they were going to remember for the rest of their lives. Well, I guess that's true for roughly around 49,000 up to 50,000 attendees. They'll be able to pass on the horrific experiences they had at this concert, the PTSD they have for the rest of their lives about being in large crowds. Now we got 50,000 people with PTSD. On top of the people that lost loved ones. My heart goes out to everyone who was at that concert. In my humble opinion, the answer to what should have happened on Friday night was clear. The concert should have been stopped. Travis Scott should have been escorted off the stage. And there should have been a clearing for those who needed medical attention. But nope. That's not what happened. The concert came to a conclusion. 8 people were dead. And then when there was panic, I just can't wait for the day again where... What am I talking about? Can't wait for the day where we once again can go to concerts without being in fear for our lives, without making sure we got the best seats next to emergency exits. I'm upset for the victims. I'm upset for the families they leave behind, the friends and loved ones they leave behind. I'm upset for the whole audience who is now going to live the rest of their life with post-traumatic stress disorder because they witnessed the worst mankind has to offer. I guess if there's something to take away from all this, for now on, just act on the premise. When you go outside, you risk your life. You take a drink of water, you risk your life. When you breathe in the air, you risk your life. You don't have a choice. The only thing you can choose is what you're risking your life for. It never used to be risking your life to go to a concert. Never used to mean risking your life to go to school. It never used to be risking your life to go to work or to go grocery shopping. But it appears now, in this Americana 21st century, that's exactly what we should all be thinking. What are we risking our lives for? I'm Mims, and that's my line in the sand. Hey everybody, thank you so much for checking out The Line in the Sand. If you like what you saw and you want to see more, please click that like button and think about subscribing. Thank you for your support.